ABC General Hospital spoilers tease that Carly Spencer is not one to shy away from protecting her family, but this time, she finds herself on the sidelines of Michael Corinthos' marital drama. She can sense that something is wrong, but it's Jason Morgan's silence that gnaws at her more than Michael's. Carly has always prided herself on being the one her son turns to in times of trouble. To see him confide in Jason instead, without her even knowing the full story, feels like a betrayal of sorts. This dynamic creates an internal conflict for Carly. On one hand, she respects Jason's loyalty and his steadfast commitment to keeping Michael's secrets. On the other, she can't help but feel excluded from the conversation about her own child's struggles. Carly may wrestle with the idea that Michael is now a grown man capable of making his own decisions, but that doesn't make it any easier to accept that she's been left in the dark. To complicate matters, Carly's natural instincts are to get involved, especially when she suspects Michael is dealing with something as serious as a potential marital breakdown. Her struggle will likely lead her to confront Jason, not just for keeping her out of the loop but for prioritizing Michael's trust over their long-standing friendship. This tension between Jason and Carly could add another layer to an already messy situation. Michael's faith in Jason as a confidant. Michael Corinthos finds solace in talking to Jason Morgan, a man he knows will listen without judgment. Unlike Carly, Jason isn't one to meddle or pry. His stoic presence provides Michael with a safe space to unpack his feelings, even if he doesn't expect a concrete solution. For Michael, Jason's ability to listen without offering unsolicited advice is exactly what he needs as he navigates the turbulence in his marriage. Jason's loyalty is a cornerstone of their relationship. Michael trusts him implicitly, knowing that Jason would never betray his confidence, even to Carly. This is critical for Michael, who is still grappling with the betrayal he feels from Willow Corinthos, his wife. However, Jason's silence has its drawbacks. While Michael appreciates his uncle's discretion, he leaves their conversations without any real clarity. Jason is not the type to guide someone to an epiphany. His role is purely supportive, leaving Michael to solve his problems on his own. This relationship highlights an interesting dichotomy. While Jason offers Michael the space to vent, his neutrality also leaves Michael without direction. This could lead to a breaking point where Michael realizes he needs more than a sounding board. He needs actionable advice or perhaps even intervention. Michael's inner turmoil, trust and betrayal. At the heart of Michael's struggles is the issue of trust, or rather, the lack of it. Willow has not only betrayed him by kissing Drew Kane but has also gone further, sleeping with him the very next day. What makes matters worse is that Willow lied to Michael about the extent of her involvement with Drew, eroding what little faith he had left in their marriage. Michael now faces a painful dilemma. Can he rebuild a relationship where trust has been shattered, or is it time to consider walking away? Michael's own actions complicate the situation further. He has been unfaithful as well, though he has managed to keep his indiscretion under wraps. This double standard eats away at him, forcing him to confront uncomfortable truths about himself. While he resents Willow for her betrayal, he also knows he isn't entirely innocent. This self-awareness makes his conversations with Jason all the more important, as they offer Michael a rare opportunity to reflect on his actions without fear of judgment. Sonny's role as a confidant, and his potential reaction. Michael came close to opening up to his father, Sonny Corinthos, about his marital issues, but he couldn't bring himself to share the full extent of the problems. Sonny, ever the patriarch, would likely have strong opinions about Willow's betrayal and Michael's response. However, Michael knows that Sonny's reaction could set off a chain of events involving Carly, and that's something he wants to avoid. Sonny's potential involvement raises an interesting question. How would he handle knowing both his son and daughter-in-law have been unfaithful? Sonny has always been a figure of authority in Michael's life, but his relationships are often fraught with complexity. If Sonny were to learn the truth, he would likely take Carly into his confidence, further alienating Michael. This possibility underscores Michael's decision to confide in Jason instead, a choice driven by the need for discretion and control over the narrative. The Quartermaine influence, preparing for the worst. In true Quartermaine fashion, Michael finds himself thinking pragmatically about his future. If his marriage to Willow truly collapses, he wants to be prepared. Michael doesn't need a formal counseling session with Diane Miller to understand the importance of protecting his assets, but the idea is certainly on his mind. His quartermain instincts are kicking in, urging him to consider worst-case scenarios and plan accordingly. This practical approach is emblematic of Michael's upbringing. As a quartermain, he has been raised to think strategically, especially when it comes to family matters. However, this mindset also reflects the deep uncertainty he feels about his marriage. By preparing for the possibility of divorce, Michael is essentially admitting to himself that the trust he once had in Willow may be irreparable. Willow's role in the breakdown. While Michael's focus is largely on his own pain, Willow's perspective adds another layer to the story. Her actions with Drew were undoubtedly a mistake, but her motivations remain unclear. Was it a moment of weakness, or does it speak to deeper issues within her relationship with Michael? Whatever the case, her betrayal has set off a chain reaction that threatens to unravel their marriage entirely. For Willow, the road ahead will be just as challenging. Michael's inability to trust her will inevitably lead to more conflict, and she will have to decide whether their relationship is worth fighting for. Her role in the narrative is crucial, as it will determine whether the couple can find common ground or if their differences will ultimately tear them apart.